All right.
Okay.
Welcome to the Atomsplit Draw and Rockin' podcast. Who's that popular character?
This is one of my favorite characters from Star Wars, Yoda. I think everybody knows
Right.
Yoda.
Right. I'd say one of my favorites as well. And that is because we're going to do a little discussion on Star Wars. Is Star Wars the Mickey Mouse of our time, of our generation? Because it just occurred to me, I don't know, a few weeks ago that, I think that Star Wars and everything that goes with it is kind of like Mickey Mouse was in some ways to people in the 30s, 40s, maybe 50s. Is Luke Skywalker the Mickey Mouse of our time? But not exactly, but, culturally. What do you think?
I think he might not have started out that way, but
Right.
that's how he ended up. But I mean, well, that's how I think he ended up being, because he is a part of Disney. So,
Right.
but I think, like, I don't know, Lucas might have just wanted to do a just like a samurai cowboy movie type of thing in space, and then put it in space as, like, something different and cool. And he did that, and then he he passed it on to people who were gonna do pretty much the same thing.
Right.
Right. So let's see. Star Wars came out in the 70s.
Right, late 70s. Well, mid to late 70s.
And Mickey came out in the 30s. So.
And both, started small. And then got huge.
Yeah.
And huge fans. And then bought by big corporate conglomerates.
Or became big corporate conglomerates.
Or became, right. I just did an eBay search for Mickey Mouse collectibles, and there was 7,219 listed. And then I changed it to Star Wars collectibles, and it's 178,000. So a lot more collectibles currently on eBay. Of course, I didn't do Disney, but let's do Disney real quick. Okay, so if you do Disney, you get 121,000. So that sounds about right.
Yeah. So what do you think are some correlations between Mickey and Star Wars, since they're owned by the same people now, if any?
If any correlations? Well, yeah. I'm looking at it more from a cultural standpoint. I don't know that there's any grand life lesson messages or anything that Mickey was trying to teach anybody back in the day, and all those characters compared to the underflowing messages of the Star Wars characters and films. Although I guess you could say you had a little bit of a good versus evil with some of the Mickey stuff, and likewise in Star Wars.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of good versus evil in Star Wars.
Mickey, so I can only think of Scrooge McDuck as being bad in Disney. Who else is bad?
There's this big dog named Bluto. I think is Bluto Popeye, or there's a big dog that he's kind of bad. He was actually in the Scrooge McDuck Christmas Carol. as one of the
Okay.
3 spirits. I think he was the last spirit.
Okay.
And in those times, he lit a cigar because the characters could have cigars back then.
Right.
And he lit a cigar on Scrooge McDuck's tombstone, and he was like, "You're the richest man in the cemetery." Yeah, so he was like a Disney bad guy, but now Star Wars came around when there was no conflict, and Mickey pretty much came around when there was no conflict in the country.
That could be why.
At the time. It was a little bit after, like maybe a decade after World War II.
Okay.
And a little before, let's see, it's around the 30s, so a little before World War II. Did I say World War II?
You said 1.
Yeah, World War I came out after World War I and before World War II. And maybe it was something for like, maybe Walt Disney had in mind that he was going to make something for little kids that didn't, to keep their mind off of all the tragedy that happened during those times. It was also around the time of the Great Depression. So it was like maybe a form of cheap entertainment for kids. And Disney was like, oh, that's a good market. I'll get into that.
Right.
And Star Wars came around when the 70s, there really wasn't anything going on except for the when they captured the people in Iran.
Yeah, you kind of had a recession going, and the Iran stuff, and gas shortages. I remember when I was little.
Right, and you can drive, and they changed all the speed limits. So that's when Sammy Hagar made that song, "I Can't Drive 55," because it takes forever to get from San Francisco to LA to record music. So that's that. But that was the time Star Wars came out. So maybe
go ahead.
Maybe it was also, I don't know if he had this in mind, but it was also like some cheap entertainment to get away from all the the worries of recessions and gas prices and gas shortages, and he just like
hostage crisis.
He just picked a good time to put it out.
Yeah.
I mean, he was gonna put it out anyway, and then it became a big hit because it was like escapism.
Right.
So.
Mickey's antagonist is named Pete.
Pete, okay.
And it's the big cat thing.
Is it a cat? Okay.
Well,
a cat because he's a mouse. Right?
Also called Pegleg Pete, Pistol Pete, and Black Pete, among other names. Yeah. All right. Now I recognize. I remember seeing him at Walt Disney World.
Yeah.
When I was little. Yeah. He's been in 67 short animated films. Wow. Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. He also had. Now that I think about it, he had a mouse. He had a mouse. A rival named Mortimer.
Ah, that sounds familiar.
But man, Mortimer, I don't know. You don't see much of him. I have this book on Disney with all the like like those Marvel books where they do like everybody's bio and stuff. I have one of those on Disney, but I mean it was way old, so yeah.
And I think when you compare fans, which we have seen ourselves, the crazy fandom of Star Wars at the conventions that we've exhibited at, with just the cosplay and all the merchandise. I mean, it's insane. And the real life R2-D2s going around and all that.
Those are awesome.
Yeah, so I think that our age, younger, older, this the fandom is huge, and I think it probably was in a different way for Mickey and all Disney related stuff for people who grew up with that. Because you can go, I'm sure you can go to Disney conventions and Mickey conventions, and when I go to antique stores, I see all kinds of high-priced Mickey stuff. So.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest connections is that before there was animation before Mickey, but Mickey there wasn't the type of animation that Mickey was before Mickey. I don't think.
Right.
And there was nothing like Star Wars before Star Wars, except for like cowboy movies and samurai movies, and nobody in America at that time I don't think was exposed to samurai movies.
Right.
I mean, you'd have to really go out of your way to find those, because there's no videotapes or anything at that point.
Even more crossover as Disney bought them is the caricatures that became Star Wars characters. With so Mickey, being a Jedi, and Minnie being Princess Leia, and Goofy being Darth Vader. I see in one of these photos. I don't know about that. It seems like a stretch, but hey. And Donald Duck as a stormtrooper. So I haven't been to Disney in a while, but I'm sure that they're all walking around down there.
Oh yeah, man! They got that the new. Well, I don't know if it's out yet, but they're doing a whole Disney
world special.
Whole world.
Land. Yeah.
That's going to be worth going down for.
They've kind of merged.
Yeah, and that's I think that's good, because you don't want to. Well, the thing about Star Wars is I know a lot of my friends are teaching their kids about Star Wars, like, so it's become a multi-generational.
Right.
A multi-generational
type thing.
Yeah, type of thing. And I really can't say why people are such fans of it. It's I like it. I like it a lot, but not enough to like dress up like it and stuff.
That's a special kind of person.
But using it to teach your kids, at least my friends are using it to teach their kids. It's a good way to teach them right and wrong, good and evil.
Right.
That's why I think Yoda here is a special character, because he doesn't give in to the dark side,
right,
like others do. So he's a good role model.
Right.
And he's like a little grandpa. But I know, like, when I'd always thought it would be so awesome to see Yoda in a Jedi battle, and it happened.
Right. What happened in that last prequel, right?
Yeah, it took a while, but it happened.
Yeah, that's on every once in a while, and I always stop and watch that scene.
Yeah.
He's jumping all around.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. So if you had, let's bring this home to Atomsplit. If you turned Atomsplit characters into Star Wars characters like Disney characters have done, who would be who? Is it doable? Could Peeble be Darth Vader? Probably.
Yeah, he could be Darth Vader. He could definitely be Darth Vader. He could be Darth Vader. His buddies could be stormtroopers.
Right.
Or bounty hunters.
Right.
Since they have a little bit of personality. Could Colby could be Han Solo.
Right.
Disaster would be Luke.
Right.
JT would be Chewbacca. And Gracie would be Princess Leia.
Yeah, that one's a no-brainer.
Yep.
There you go. So next time a new movie comes out, we can do a cosplay drawing like you've done before.
Yeah.
Funny.
Yeah, and going back to like being multi-generational, they come out, like the movies now come out like almost every Christmas. So
right.
When I go up to visit my in-laws and my in-law aunt and uncle, we always like take the time to go see
whatever's out.
Yeah, whatever Star Wars is out. So in that way, it's also family oriented for me too.
Yeah, I took my dad to see the Han Solo movie on Father's Day.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and I mean, my dad's the one who took us and my mom when we were wee lads to see the very first one. So
yeah.
It seems you're right, man. I forgot. It seems it's generational now.
It's generational, and
in fact, like my dad, my brother, and his kids, so 3 generations went to see the last movie at Christmas. So, yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's generational. It's family oriented and good for good life lessons for kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So yeah, in a way, Star Wars is kind of the Mickey Mouse of our time, even more so since Disney now owns it, or has owned it for years now. All right. I don't know what song to play. Huh. That goes along with this Star Wars.
You have this Star Wars theme song?
I don't, but it's funny. I just read a book about Casablanca Records. I don't know if you're familiar with Casablanca Records. The disco label was actually Kiss's first label. They were the first act, started by this guy, Neil Bogart, back in the 70s and rolled into the 80s. And they had a huge Star Wars disco album. And I actually listened to it yesterday morning when I was working out. It's just an awesome. It was like, I think it was a number 1 or top 10 hit that they had. It was like a disco version, Mecco by the label. So it was quite funny. Let me see if I can look that up. But that's a conversation for another day. The behind the scenes of that label. Whew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear that at all? You can't hear it.
No, I can't hear it.
Man, that's so awesome. Oh my God, this video is awesome. They're dancing around. I'll have to put a link to this.
The Star Wars actors?
No, it's like disco people with cowboy hats, some hot chicks, cowboy chicks. Oh my God, this must have been from a Dance Fever or something. What is this? Solid Gold Pop. Oh Lord, you're gonna get a kick out of that. All right, I was gonna play "You're My Project."
Okay.
Since that was on Chainsaw Baby, and it doesn't really go with Star Wars, but hey, what the heck? It's kind of a down and dirty live in the studio song that got put on that EP back in 2008.
Okay.
So, that's what I'm going to do while you carry on.
Carry on with Yoda.
2 minutes and 12 seconds of Yoda drawing. Yoda is the current project.
Yep.
My project, project. My project comes kind of close in time. My project never stop to wonder why I wanna live. I wanna give, no time to take. I wanna take the cake, I wanna break the break, I wanna live the dream. You got me far and wide. All the time I wanna get inside, I wanna get you to what you know. Now you're my project. Balance to the night, you're my project. Kinda gotta wonder why. You're my project. Club town goes in time, you're my project. Yeah. You're my project. Boundless through the night. You're my project. Gotta wonder why. You're my project. Kept gonna cruise in time. You're my project. Never stop to wonder why. You're my project. Yeah. You're my project. Yeah. You're my project.
So there you have it, little old style punk ditty.
Yep. That was I like that song.
Hey, cool.
Who is your project though?
You know, at that point, it was probably some girl.
Right. That's what I figured.
Yeah, nah. I mean, a girl who needed a lot of work, but I was still attracted to.
Right. I didn't know if it was like they did. I don't know if it was like they didn't need a lot of work or thought they did or what. But.
I think it was from the point of view of, well, I don't know. It could go either way. There's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, that's how a relationship is.
Yes. So I don't have a project at the moment. As far as that goes, my project at the moment is finishing some new Atomsplit songs. For real. So.
Yeah, my project is along those same lines of finishing an Atomsplit page.
Yeah, so I was singing yesterday here at the home studio and working on some guitars today. It's coming out good. I'm going to share it with you. Get your opinion before it's released and stuff. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I need a secondhand opinion, not a secondhand, but a second opinion.
Right.
On some of this stuff now that I don't have a roommate here. So, we started out. You were telling me you were listening to Foghat.
Yeah. Of all things, yeah.
How the heck did that happen?
Well,
not that there's anything wrong with it, but
it happened because I have Spotify.
Right.
And Spotify gives me access to every album, or almost every album from every band I've never, bought albums from or taken the time to listen to. So I have like a list of bands that I'm going through all their records and listening to all their records and albums, I mean. And next on the list was Foghat.
Huh.
And I had done Deep Purple too because I've never been like, and I mean, you can't like, back in the day, you can't buy every tape you want to buy or CD you wanted to buy, so you would have to pass up on some bands, a lot of bands.
Right, that's a good point.
But with Spotify, you don't have to do that. You can, $10 a month, you can listen to as many albums as you possibly can. So that's how I've been going back and listening to a bunch of bands that I wanted to hear, but I didn't have the funds to.
Right.
And Foghat was one of them. And well, Deep Purple I did before that because we're going to get to see Deep Purple and Judas Kiss. Judas Priest.
Right.
Judas Priest next month. So, I wanted to find out what Deep Purple is all about.
All right.
And I found out they did some songs that I knew that I didn't know was them. So that's cool.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about doing the Spotify. So now I'm doing Foghat, and the thing is with Foghat, I had always thought they were from America, and they were like a southern rock band. Like,
yeah. Okay.
Like Allman Brothers or something. But because like when they sing about stuff, it's like, oh, they know what they're talking about. They know, like, you know, they know where Birmingham, Alabama is. They know where this and that is, you know. But they're not. They're from England. So I was surprised about that.
I'm not sure if I knew that or not. Probably never thought about it. Slow ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And the first time I ever heard Foghat and Slow Ride was when I was
skating rink.
No, when I was in college, and we were watching we watched Dazed and Confused.
Okay.
And I was like, man, that song is awesome.
Cool.
So.
All right. Well, good. Now you've inspired me to go listen to some Foghat.
Nice.
I wonder if they're still tour in any regard.
I think they do.
Yeah.
I think they, yeah, I think they do.
Okay. All right. Well, we're up on the time meter here, so let's take a look at the Yoda. You are getting to the face. Man, that's coming along nicely. You'll be done very soon.
I can't zoom out, though.
Yeah, that's all right. Looking good. You can see the green color palette on the right of Yoda greens.
Yeah.
So you got just the right one. I love it. All right, man. Good chat.
Yep. Good talk.
And good work there.
Thanks.
On the drawing. Until next time.
Until then, we'll be seeing you.
All right.